Wow. Changes coming. PSG looking really good this season. Particularly the front guys of the team, Mbappe, Neymar, Messi. All looking like they're finding themselves in their truest form. But there's a sense that Mbappe, though he is pushed his way forward and is playing that position because that's what the coach and what the club needs from him at this present time. He doesn't look like he's comfortable there. Mbappe wants to play more probably like how he plays for France. And that is particularly his creative side calling out. Now, I've watched some of the other videos, I've seen pundits on YouTube and so talking about Mbappe, and they're calling him things like big baby and all these other types of comments that they're trying to say that who is he to be above the team. I think Mbappe has done enough for that PSG team that he can decide if he wants to play in a new position, he needs to play in a new position. We forget the fact that he's the most consistent scorer in that front three. He's always scoring. He's always in form most of the time. The only time I've ever seen Mbappe out of form was in the Euros. That was the only time I saw Mbappe out of form. He wasn't scoring, but that's what they want to say. He's out of form. He's not scoring. He's out of form. His playing was fantastic, but because he wasn't scoring, no one talked about it. But that's what I'll say is what I'd see as someone being out of form. He currently is in 2022 October. Mbappe is perfectly in his right. He's scoring as he's been doing for the last months. So last year or so, he's been doing this consistently. He signed his new contract 3 months back and wanted new things. New striker to come and fill the position that he is currently filling because it is absent of a proper forward so that he can play on Neymar's side. Neymar was meant to leave the team, as that's what they're saying, but there wasn't no one to take Neymar, which I think is ridiculous because it's Neymar. So he's a quality player. Uh, the fees are something you can worry about if you're foolish, but you know he's gonna take your club further than you were gonna take your club without him. That's There's something to keep in mind, and he's still young. He's not pushing it. He's not pushing. He's still playing great football, and he does more than just score goals. So for a club out there to say, we're not gonna take the bid on Neymar," why? Why would you not take the bet on Neymar? Neymar looks like in prime position right now to take Brazil to win the World Cup, as he was before he got injured in the quarters back in 2014 to take Brazil to the World Cup. So It doesn't make any sense. But will Mbappe be able to be a team player? That's what they're saying. He's been a team player. And because his demands haven't been met, because he's in right to put demands because he's the one that's pushing the most. Nah, we can't. And now people are viewing him as some type of player that's not good. But when you're watching the games, what are you seeing? What do you see when you see the game? I see Mbappe playing good football. I see Neymar playing his football. I see Messi playing his type of football. They're all getting there, but at this point, who would you put on the bench if you were to see those three players? You definitely not putting Mbappe on the bench if you're actually watching football right now. We're not talking about past. We love the guys from the past, but right now, we're not talking about that. We're talking right now. If you're really going to say in your team that you're going to put Mbappe on the bench, don't even watch because you don't know. There's no point for you. There's no point for you. Because nothing can save you. If your eyes is saying something that is not real, there's nothing that can save you there. It's nothing that can save you now because Mbappe is the best player out of them three right now in terms of his actions. Not in terms of accolades, in terms of his actions, Mbappe is the best player right there. So if he cannot get this, and he's one of the top players in the world, he can't get this. What's that saying, man? Are the rules bending for certain players? We're seeing it, man. The stars are not being treated like the stars. But they're the ones putting the most work. They're the ones bringing in the fans. So hopefully it gets better for Mbappe's situation there. So PSG tried, but I just want this team to gel because it's like I don't know if any of you guys play FIFA. I don't currently play FIFA, but when I did play FIFA, that's what it is. It's like a FIFA team. Who the hell gonna have Cristiano Ronaldo? You know, just imagine this is the team: Cristiano Ronaldo, Messi, and Neymar. Now, fortunately, you can't have Cristiano Ronaldo up front, but then you put it. So now Mbappe is in that place. Like, wow, what kind of team? And then you're versing someone else. That's what it is right now. So, PSG prime. They're in their prime right now. Has there been a better PSG team? I don't know. I don't think so. I gotta give respect for Zlatan Ibrahimovic and Cavani for when they were there and what they've done. But collectively, these group of players now, they didn't get the chance. Zlatan and Cavani didn't get the chance to have all of these group of players like how they are now, which is a shame because they would have played even better football than they could have. And there's not saying that they play bad football. It's just that right now what PSG is doing, because people think they're in a farmers league, such and such, talking all this nonsense, it makes them look like much better. But really, if you're watching football, you know that PSG is playing good football. If you're watching, you can't watch everything, but if you're watching, you realize the teams that are playing football to put your eyes on: PSG, Real Madrid, Man City with Haaland, Bayern Munich, Sane is on it, Muller is on it, Mane is on it. These are the kind. Oh, AC Milan is also kind of been on it as well with Giroud and all that. That team has looked good, and Rafael Leao, the left winger, one that plays for Portugal. That those teams have been looking, oof, scary, oof, playing good. Fortunately for Brighton, they lost their coach. But when Brighton had their coach, that team was one of my favorite teams to watch in the Premier League, and I'm not even joking. I'm an Arsenal supporter. I'm saying that was one of my favorite teams to watch. Well, as of recently, it's been 2 or 3 weeks now without their Graham Potter, who left for Chelsea. And Brighton have been playing it. Yeah, hasn't been amazing. See, when the right coach is at the right team, things come together. So yeah, hopefully Kylian Mbappe makes his mind. He's good for the team. He's good for football. Him in France is like it makes the league more special. Because now what happens when they take away Mbappe, Neymar, and Messi from that league? If you're watching the French league, tell me how good it is, because I'm not, I'm not amazed right now. I like watching when I do see, certainly better than some of the other leagues out here. Yeah, Serie A is not really. Ooh, they're playing great. La Liga, aside from like the Real Madrids, they're not playing. Ooh. Bundesliga, aside from Bayern Munich and maybe Dortmund, is like Premier League. Premier League got some different players out here that actually just like Newcastle. Like what the hell? Newcastle's playing good. They're playing good football. So yeah, Mbappe is the man right now. Haaland is the talking point right now. So we'll see how it goes. But it all depends on their form. How long can the form stay? How long can the form stay? If the form progresses, we might see a good showdown. That's what the key thing is. So yeah, Mbappe in France, trying to go to Real Madrid, but will the January transfer go for it, or will he be stuck where he's at, playing forward, which he doesn't want to play? Ah, you know, let's leave it for that, and let's see.